Mr. Speaker, I move, seconded by the member for Fredericton York, that the following address be presented to Her Honor the Lieutenant Governor to offer humble thanks of this House to Her Honor for the gracious speech which she has been pleased to make to the Legislative Assembly, namely, to Her Honor the Honorable Brenda Murphy, Lieutenant Governor of the Province of New Brunswick. May it please Your Honor, we, Her Majesty's most dutiful and loyal subjects of the Legislative Assembly of the Province of New Brunswick, now in session, beg leave to extend our humble thanks to Your Honor for the gracious speech which Your Honor has addressed to us, and we assure Your Honor that all matters which may be submitted to us during this session will receive our most careful attention and consideration. Wasn't going to be graceful, was it? Mr. Speaker, my fellow members of the Legislative Assembly, and everyone joining us online, I'm very proud to rise today to move the consideration by this House of our government's first speech from the throne. On this auspicious occasion, Mr. Speaker, I want to express my appreciation on behalf of our government to the entire staff of the legislature, whose excellent work is invaluable to our efforts here. Mr. Speaker, we are especially grateful to you for the task you've undertaken, which at times may be challenging as you expedite the business of the House each day. Today, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my husband, Walter, my children, Jacqueline and Jamie, and my grandchildren, my 89-year-old mother, Connie Heighton of Hampton, and all my friends and family for their love, support, and encouragement. Likewise, Mr. Speaker, I want to recognize and thank the people of St. Croix for electing me to represent them. I have joked that thanks to COVID, getting to this legislature was the longest job interview I've ever had. But, Mr. Speaker, it was worth it. I am honored and grateful for the trust and confidence the people of my riding have placed in me, and I pledge to work hard to provide them with a strong voice. Mr. Speaker, I am proud to be a member of our PC government dedicated to delivering for New Brunswickers. Our Delivering for New Brunswick strategy is composed of 6 main pillars: affordable and responsible government, dependable public health care, world-class education, an energized private sector, vibrant and sustainable communities, and protecting the environment. Our vision is to increase efficiency and accountability, improve services to the public, streamline administration, and seek continuous improvements across the provincial government. Our strategy is concentrated on having a public health care system that is sustainable, with a focus on improving access to health care professionals, reducing wait times, and enhancing care for seniors. We know the private sector is experiencing labor force challenges with 120,000 anticipated job openings over the next decade. Helping New Brunswick businesses grow and compete shows the world that our province is a leader and open for business. COVID-19 has been a challenge for everyone, but it has allowed us the opportunity to do things differently and rebuild a stronger economic future with vibrant and sustainable communities. We need to do the work now, so when the pandemic is over, we're in good shape with a strengthened economy, improved public services, and enhanced quality of life for all New Brunswickers, and we will put the right programs in place so that children have improved literacy levels and bilingual capabilities. Mr. Speaker, I want to take the opportunity to talk about my riding of St. Croix, which is blessed with a rich cultural history and is filled with hardworking citizens. My riding includes communities such as Campobello Island, St. Stephen, St. Andrews, Macadam, Lawrence Station, Andersonville, where my colleague, the MLA for Fundy the Isles, St. John West, grew up, Flume Ridge, Maxwell Crossing, Elmsville, Little Ridge, Moores Mills, Rolling Dam, and Leverville, where I call home. The riding is a gateway to the United States. Many people share families, friends, and business relationships with our neighbors in the state of Maine. That speaks volumes about the special relationship our two countries have had for generations.
Hear, hear.
My riding features the St. Croix International Island Historic Park at Bayside, the Roosevelt Campobello International Park on Campobello Island, and everyone knows St. Stephen is called Canada's chocolate town, thanks to the long history with candy makers Ganong Brothers Limited. That company continues to operate its factory in St. Stephen, producing a variety of chocolate delicacies and the ever-popular chicken bones. And did you know the oldest basketball court in the world is in St. Stephen? Mr. Speaker, I'd like to pay tribute to the people in my riding, some of whom are no longer with us, but who have left a lasting legacy. One of those is the late Shirley Downey, who created the Born to Read program, which provides a gift of books to each newborn child in our province. Shirley championed early childhood and family literacy throughout her life. She was a force to be reckoned with. And another is the late Don Olmsted, a retired businessman with a contagious smile and a heart as big as all outdoors, who spearheaded a large citizens group to help 6 Syrian refugee families settle in their new lives in St. Stephen. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the late Greg Thompson, 6-time MP and former MLA, who was the epitome of a gentleman statesman. Greg was so connected to the people of his riding that he knew the family relationships of just about everybody there. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to extend a special thank you to all healthcare professionals, especially those in our nursing homes. And I'd like to offer our gratitude to all the frontline workers in our pharmacies, grocery stores, and gas stations, as well as the truck drivers who made it possible for us to safely continue with our lives during this pandemic. And Mr. Speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you a bit about some of the people who make St. Croix their home. If you have a Canadian flag flying at your home, your business, or your cottage, it was very likely made by the talented Teresa King. Undaunted by the pandemic and seeing a need to be filled, Teresa got to work and created hundreds, if not thousands, of colorful cloth masks that she sold throughout the province. Paul Trapper Kane is a name known nationwide. He created the Canadian Army Veterans Motorcycle Unit, or CAV. You may have seen these riders escorting many of our military on their last journeys home. He came to our riding to participate in the Atlanticade Motorcycle Rally and loved the area so much he relocated here. He is a gentleman and a friend. And I'm proud to know Chief Hugh Akaji, who graciously taught me the proper pronunciation of the Passamaquoddy ancestral name, Bess Keramakud. My riding is home to the Smith brothers, volunteer firefighters and talented metal fabricators who, in honor of their mom, created an eternal flame which for 15 years lit the activities surrounding our Relay for Life. And one of my favorites, Dot Larson, an 82-year-old St. Stephen Elementary School crossing guard who is still on the job every day, rain or shine. Dot is a surrogate grandmother to generations of students. She can call them all by name and makes them little cards and gifts for their special occasions. Al Corbett is a former counselor and retired professional photographer and has documented the special events in people's lives for decades. Darren Turner of St. Andrews chaired the committee which has accomplished the completion of the first leg of the Coastal Link Trail. Guy Grew is leading the charge to restore Katie's Cove to its former glory. Archdeacon John Matheson, with the help of CHCO's talented Vicki Hogarth and Patrick Watt, filmed church services every week so people could worship in their homes during COVID. In Macadam, we have the talented ladies who for years made delicious railway pies, enjoyed by so many. The village is also home to historian and former mayor Frank Carroll, who tells visitors all the tall tales of the Macadam railway station. Ross Faulkner, the gun dealer, is one of the largest employers in that community. Austin Kelly is a retired school principal who is still active in community events. And then there's my new friend, 7-year-old Carly McKay. Carly and I ate pancakes together at a recent firefighters' breakfast, and I learned all about her cat, Figgy. Speaking of young people, Mr. Speaker, students in our schools are becoming more and more involved with local and global issues, learning about and tackling environmental and social concerns. Their interest and their passion gives me hope for the future. I've come to know and appreciate many new friends on Campobello, like Mackie Green, who operates the Campobello Whale Rescue, Postmistress Kathleen Case, who has her finger on the pulse of the island, and Buster Matthews, who always has stories to tell. Then there are my friends Blair and Kathy Tinker. Blair is a talented musician and singer, and before COVID, he and Kathy never missed a chance to come to St. Stephen for a hockey game. Mr. Speaker, we would all sing the national anthem at a hockey game, and often at the end of the music, Blair would holler, "Play ball," much to everyone's delight. These are just some of the people in my riding. I'm sure there are people with their own unique stories in every riding in this province. These are the people we work for. Our throne speech is dedicated to delivering for these people and for all New Brunswickers. I am pleased to move its consideration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hear, hear.